Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto was raised by Kurama part 7. Last time we left off with Naruto and Sakura training under Jiraiya, and they were actually doing really well. Naruto's actually really strong now. He's way too strong, and Jiraiya promised them that he will teach them the Rasengan and some A rank jutsus, which Naruto's really excited about. And same as Sakura, just as Sakura is a bit more excited about Jiraiya promising her that he will he will get Tsunade to train her. And yeah, so the normal fights, so the Chunin exams begin. Well, the finals begin, and Naruto actually pummels Neji for what he did to Hinata. He doesn't really have feelings for Hinata, but Hinata's still one of his best friends, and yeah, he pummels him and tells him that destiny doesn't decide your fate, you decide your own fate. And yeah, Naruto wins, and then it's Sasuke versus Gaara. Of course, Sasuke and Kakashi haven't arrived yet, so their fight is postponed to the last one. And now it's Sakura against Shino, and Sakura actually was able to barely pull out a win, but of course she was injured, so the next fight would be real hard for her. And then is Temari versus Shikamaru. Of course Shikamaru won, but he just gave up, so Temari in the end technically got the win. So yeah, then a few more fights go down, and I forgot the other fights. So then Kakashi and Sasuke appear in the middle of the arena, and Sasuke has arrived, and Gaara is about to fight Sasuke. So Naruto actually is really intrigued by this because he wants to see how much Sasuke has progressed in this past month, and Sasuke progressed a lot. Like he progressed so much that his lightning literally is so strong that it becomes red, and yeah, and also he can add fire style to it, which makes his lightning Chidori, lightning style Chidori into a fiery one. Not only was it red, but now it actually burns and leaves once it burns, you take damage over time, dot damage, DOT. And yeah, Sasuke was about to actually pierce through Gaara's ultimate defense, and now Gaara is gone on the rampage, and the Genjutsu was actually put up. Of course, Naruto, since he is a perfect Jinchuriki, even after he got put in a Genjutsu, Sakura was about to awaken him. Well, not awaken him, literally was about to release him from the Genjutsu. Naruto woke up on his own. He's like, oh yeah, so let's go, guys. And now Kakashi tells them that they have an A-ranked mission to retrieve Sasuke, and not to let him fight Gaara, since Gaara is the One-Tails, and Gaara is going on a rampage and he's allowing the One-Tails out. Naruto could really beat Gaara with relative ease, but he doesn't want to show anyone KCMs. It's only him and Kakashi and the third Hokage. No, the third Hokage is currently fighting Orochimaru just as usual. And yeah, so Shikamaru was actually made to go with them, and yeah, Shikamaru stays back to handle the ninjas that were following them. Then it's just Naruto and Sakura, and then Kankura appears out of nowhere, and Shino appears as well and says, even though I'm injured, I'm pretty sure I can take him myself. You two go ahead. And Naruto and Sakura thank Shino, and he's like, no problem, you just go get Sasuke back and come back alive. So they go, and in the end, this time Sakura is not actually all that fussed about Sasuke, and she was worried about him since he is still considered as a friend to them, but she is not worried to an extent that, oh my god, Sasuke's gonna die, my love. And yeah, she just goes in blind. She's like, hey Naruto, are we sure we can do this? And Naruto's like, you take you once I make an opening and make Gaara drop Sasuke, give you an opening to take Sasuke, you take him as far as possible from here and heal his wounds, and then I'll take care of Gaara. And Sakura's like, are you sure about this, Naruto? Gaara looks extremely strong. And Naruto is like, there's no need to worry, Sakura, I got this. And Sakura's like, alright. And then basically Naruto actually went up to Gaara and punched him in the gut, saying, hey, look, I'm your next opponent, come at me. And yeah, Gaara actually started lashing out on Naruto, and Sakura was able to get a hold of Sasuke, and she's like, you idiot, why would you follow Gaara? You know, you wouldn't have stood a chance against him, even if you're this strong now. He's the One-Tails Jinchuriki. And Sasuke's like, who are you to call me an idiot, you useless trash? And just saying, Sasuke was still under the under his little curse mark. It was actually going back, and Sakura's like, this trash is actually saving you, and also Naruto's fighting for you. You should be grateful that we actually came for you, Sasuke. And Sasuke's like, shut up, you always need our help. And Sakura's like, I'm not the same Sakura as a month ago. And Sasuke's like, oh really? I guess you did win. Anyway, and then he faints, and Sakura actually is worried about Naruto, but Naruto's like, I got this, and stays back. And now that everyone's gone, what Naruto does is actually keeping up with the Shikaku, and well, you know, half Gaara, half Shikaku transformation. And then Gaara got so pissed that Shikaku took over, and he's the full Shikaku. And Naruto's like, yeah, I cannot take this on my own. And he wants to summon Gamabunta, but he's like, there's no need. And he goes into KCM and actually dodges most of Shikaku's blows. And then just what he does is that, you know how Gaara was still on the top of Shikaku's head? He actually punches Gaara back to reality, and Gaara's like, wait, what? And Naruto's like, don't worry, I got this. And literally tightens the seal. He actually pulls out Gaara, and yes, he does know a bit of Seinen Jutsu. He tightens the seal a bit more, since Shikaku is even worse than Kurama, on the other side of the Kurama, according to Kurama himself. And Naruto actually seals tightens up the seal of Gaara, since Gaara's seal was really weak to begin with, and now it's tighter. And Gaara's like really relieved that he's not always having to listen to Shikaku, and now that Shikaku is actually sealed in a stronger seal, he is Gaara thanks Naruto. And Naruto's like, don't worry bro, we are friends, just whenever you need help, just tell me and I'll help you out. And Gaara's really happy, and Naruto's still injured, even though he was able to put up a real good fight. He was still injured in the process of fighting, and yeah, so Naruto Naruto and Gaara are carrying each other on each other's shoulder, and they're walking towards the Hokage, the stadium again. And by this time, the Hokage has already died by using the Reaper Death Seal and being able to actually make Orochimaru retreat. The attack on the Leaf Village was over, and of course Jiraiya did arrive and summoned Gamabunta to help him out, with the massive snakes being let out into the Leaf Village. So Naruto arrived at the stadium and sees all the destruction at the top where the Hokage was fighting, and he's like, hey Gaara, can you stay here, just lean on the wall? And Gaara's like, no problem. And he actually goes to the Hokage and sees that he's dead, and he sees all the other Anbu there, and Naruto is like, god damn it, if I just was here, I could have broke this damn barrier and we could have won. It's all because of me. And Naruto's actually gone in a bit of depression until Sakura actually calls out to him, and she's like, Naruto, you came back alright? And Naruto's like, of course I would. And she hugs him, and Naruto's like, there's no need to cry, Sakura, I'm here now. And Sakura's like, I was so worried. And Naruto's like, there's no need, but we have lost the Hokage, and it's because of me. And he's regretting everything. And Kurama's like, hey kiddo, don't get too upset. It's not your fault. The Hokage died an honorable death. He died protecting the village he loved. And that is the Hokage's duty, to protect the village with his life, or her life. And Naruto understands, but he replies with, I understand, but if only I just destroyed the barrier before going. And then Kurama corrects him by saying, if you destroyed the barrier before going, you'd have wasted time. And by the time you arrived to Sasuke, he was already getting pummeled by Shukaku. Imagine what would have happened if you came 1 or 2 minutes later. He would have been dead by now. Listen, Naruto, you have saved one person, and the Hokage has saved the whole village. You should be grateful to the Hokage for protecting all of you. If that snake Orochimaru go out, I don't even know what could have happened. If he was able to go toe to toe with the third Hokage, he's probably already stronger than some of the Hokages around the nations. You need to get stronger, Naruto. Even at your current state, with KCM, he might be able to beat you. And just saying, the only reason Kurama's saying that, it's because he doesn't know if he's actually like, because the Naruto right now with KCM, he would actually put up a good fight against the third Hokage, but Kurama believes that the third Hokage is actually stronger than KCM Naruto right now. If he was like a bit older Naruto, like with more ninjutsus and more experience, battle experience, then the third Hokage would stand no chance. But right now, the Hokage would actually beat him. And if the Hokage was beaten by Orochimaru, I don't know what would have happened to him. Well, that's what he's thinking, and he's just grateful for the third Hokage to have protected the village, and he respects him as well. And he's like, anyway, we should give him a minute of silence. And Naruto tells everyone to stay quiet for a minute, just to respect the Hokage, and they all stay quiet for a minute. And then Jiraiya arrives and says, oh, it's too late. That snake Orochimaru, every time he gets away. If only I was faster this time, I could have protected Sensei and even captured him for good and put an end to his maniacal plans. What a despicable human being. I wonder if he still is a human being right now, or is he just a snake? And Naruto's like, wait, so you were trying to get to the village, but I thought you went somewhere. And Jiraiya's like, yeah, but once I felt the a strong amount of chakras going towards the Leaf Village, I tried to follow them, but they were way too fast for me. I don't know how they were so fast. And just saying, Jiraiya could have actually beat them in speed if he was in Sage mode, but it was Curse Mark 2, all the Curse Mark 2 sound for going at top speeds. Yeah. Because they won in the village when Orochimaru actually was in the Forest of Death. They came afterwards, and yeah, that's who Jiraiya felt, and he was actually able to arrive to the village a few hours later, but it was a few minutes later, but it was too late. In those minutes, the whole village was getting attacked. The Hokage was already in the barrier, and it would take him like maybe 5 minutes to get into his Sage mode. And also, he was trying to protect everyone in the village with Gamabunta, and he couldn't really just leave the others to handle this, since the snakes were pretty powerful. Even Gamabunta was having just a slight bit of trouble, but maybe it was just me. He tried to slice them once, they stopped there once, but then Gamabunta went all out and sliced them the second time and destroyed them, just like that. And while Naruto was fighting Gaara, and Naruto's like, and then Gaara came up to the roof as well and said, I'm sorry, this is all our fault. And Naruto's like, no, it's not. The fourth Kazekage was, well, you guys were tricked. You thought the fourth Kazekage agreed to it, but in fact it was just Orochimaru in his place. And Gaara's like, but I'm sorry, if I could have just controlled Shukaku, this would have never happened. And Naruto's like, it's not your fault. Whoever sealed Shukaku inside of you gave you a really weak seal. Even I noticed that. That's why I tightened it up for you. Next time, you won't go into a rampage. And try to actually make friends with Shukaku. And Gaara's like, wait, what do you mean? And Naruto actually tells Gaara in private, because he's a Jinchuriki. He's like, hey, look, give me a fist bump. And Gaara's like, why? And Naruto's like, just do it. And then Gaara was transported into Naruto's mind, and Naruto says, Gaara, Kurama, Gaara. And Kurama's like, nice to meet you, kid. And Gaara was actually really scared. He was trembling inside and outside. He's like, wait, the Nine Tails? And Naruto's like, yeah, but he's really kind. And once you get to know him, he's a really gentle and caring soul. I'm sure Shukaku is the same, since he is the One Tails, and I'm sure that you will make friends with him. And just saying, Gaara will be able to make friends with him, because I want Gaara to make friends with him. Don't ask me why, I just do. Don't ask me why. I repeat, don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Anyway, so don't ask me why. So, the next day, the funeral of the third Hokage was had been done and over, and now the Jiraiya was actually called in by the Leaf Elders. So, Jiraiya actually tells Naruto the next day, and Naruto's like, "Why would you decline?" And Jiraiya's like, "Because I don't feel like I'm worthy, and plus I believe there is someone better than me, better suited for the fifth Hokage spot, and I want you to come and come and find her, not get her. Come and find her with me." And Naruto's like, "Do you know if she's near this village? Well, the Leaf Village." And Jiraiya's like, "From my source and my intel, I've heard that she was spotted around the outskirts of, around some towns and little villages around the Leaf Village, near the Leaf Village." And Naruto's like, "Yeah, sure, then it's fine." And Jiraiya's like, "Well, we'll be taking Sakura as well, since she does want to meet Tsunade, and also I did promise you guys that I would teach you a special ninjutsu created by me and the fourth Hokage." And Naruto's really hyped up about this, and he's like, "Yes, finally, time to learn a new jutsu." And yeah, so him, Sakura, and Jiraiya get ready for the next day, and they all leave. And I'll say that while before they left, the day before they left, and of course Kakashi was still put under the genjutsu by Itachi and what's his name, Jiraiya's like, "Oh god damn it, no one can heal no one can heal Kakashi from this genjutsu. Just who was it?" And guy told him it was Itachi Uchiha, and Jiraiya's like, "God damn it, now even Itachi Uchiha's back. Just how many people are gonna attack this village now?" And Jiraiya doesn't really know what Itachi's real intent were. He just wanted to check up on the village, how it was doing, and he was just actually fighting casually against Kakashi, and he was trying to protect himself. So Jiraiya and the rest leave because Tsunade will. Jiraiya believes Tsunade is the only one who can heal anyone from that kind of genjutsu, and Sasuke actually hears about this, and this is like the Sasuke hears about it like 3 days after Sakura and Naruto left, and Naruto and Sakura are actually trying to master the Rasengan by now. Naruto is actually really close, but Sakura is still on the second step, trying to destroy the balloon, the normal balloon, and she's struggling. And then they both hear a knock at the door, and Naruto's like, "Wait, stay back, Sakura. There's some ominous chakras outside this door." And Naruto's like, "Get out this window now." And Sakura's like, "Just what's happening?" And Naruto's like, "Just do it. There's no time. Run and try to find Jiraiya Sensei, Pervy Sage. It's the only way we can survive this." And Sakura's a bit worried about Naruto, and she's like, "Alright, just please don't get hurt." And Naruto's like, "I'll try my best." And she goes off, and then Naruto actually gets ready with his KCM buffs. Not the full KCM, he's just using the strength and the speed buff. He's not actually using the chakra buff as well. Yes, KCM does give you a chakra buff at the same time. He buffs everything. And yeah, so he opens the door, and he's ready. His battle senses are ready. They're all is buffed up to the max. They're all maxed out, and as soon as he sees the two red cloaks and one guy with the Sharingan and the other guy with that looks like a shark, the same description of the two, that Kuronai, Guy, Kakashi, and asked him for. Naruto jumps back and says, just what do you want from me? And they're like, you're coming with us. And Naruto's like hell I will. And basically what he does is he throws a kunai, which is blocked straight away by Kisame. And Kisame is like, do you really think puny kunai will work on us? And Naruto's like, that's not what I was going for. And then Itachi's like, Kisame, dodge. And Kisame actually jumps up and still gets hit by the paper bomb. It wasn't like a normal paper bomb on the kunai. It was actually wrapped around the kunai, the handle of the kunai, and Naruto lit it up right before he threw it with his nail, and it was about to explode. They didn't notice it because that's a new way that I don't know why people never use it like that. It's actually really good, and it will catch many people off guard. And it actually worked. It got Kisame a bit, but of course Kisame can heal. And Itachi fully dodged it by using his crow substitution. And yeah, the hotel, or the hotel, I say hotel, the roof was blown up, and now Naruto was there staring off against Itachi. Well, Itachi and Kisame. Itachi was about to put Naruto, actually tried to put Naruto in a genjutsu, but Naruto broke out of it really easily, and he's like, wait, what? And Naruto actually roundhouse kicks him to find out it was just a substitution again. And then Kisame tried to slice Naruto's leg off, and then what happens is that Naruto, once Naruto gets hit, he just turns into yellow chakra. Orange chakra, and that's Naruto's own new little substitution jutsu that he made himself with Kurama. It was like it was like the chakra around him when he's in KCM, just that it appears once he's using the substitution jutsu, and it actually distracts the opponent. It catches the opponent, the enemy's attention, and then what they do is that they turn into paper bombs. Yes, Naruto can do that. Don't ask me how. They just do, and they explode. And Kisame was able to actually absorb this explosion, but with Samahara, and he's like, this kid, and he tells Itachi, this kid ain't normal, and Itachi's like, I found out myself. If he can break out my genjutsu, of course he's not. And Kisame is like, oh, you did try to put him in a genjutsu. I was wondering why you're taking so long. So he's immune, I see. I wonder, is he working with his own with his own tail beast? And Itachi is like, no way. If he did, we'd be dead by now. The Nine Tails is way stronger than us. Well, if we were trying to catch it on our own, we'd need at least the leader and maybe sorcery to catch the Nine Tails on our us four. And just saying, by leader he means Pain. Yeah, they need Pain, him, Kisame, and sorcery, because sorcery can just poison the Nine Tails, but they don't know that the Nine Tails actually has immunity over poison. And also they could use Kakuzu. Kakuzu could capture the Nine Tails with them as well, but I'll say that Kakuzu wasn't recruited yet, and they were still recruiting some members, but the already recruited members were actually trying to make the Akatsuki name big. Yeah, so Naruto was actually fighting them, and then out of nowhere, everyone hears a scream saying, "Itachi, how dare you show your face again?" And Itachi looks back and sees Sasuke. And just saying, Sasuke was actually once he heard and saw the explosions, he knew that it must have been Itachi or someone, and he goes up and sees Naruto on the other side while these two are here. And not only was he after vengeance against Itachi, he was actually really worried about Naruto, his friend, his best friend, being captured or killed or something, and he doesn't want Itachi to take his best friend as well. And what happens is that Itachi still strangles him, and Naruto actually tries to break him out of the strangle by actually trying to kick Itachi in the head, but then Itachi already knew what was going to happen, and Kisame actually came in the way and says, "You're not going anywhere, kid." And Naruto's like, "Get out of my way!" And roundhouse kicks Kisame in the face, and Kisame actually goes flying, and Naruto's eyes literally turned into the KCM eyes, and he was about to go KCM until I'll say Sakura and Jiraiya appear, and also Guy this time came a bit earlier, and Kisame and Itachi realized that they're in a bad position, and they retreated after putting Sasuke in the Tsukuyomi, and Guy tells them that he'll take Sasuke back, and just saying Sasuke will still get pissed off that Itachi went after Naruto and telling him that he's still too weak, and Naruto was actually before he actually fainted or put under the genjutsu, he saw Naruto being able to kick Kisame away, and then in less than 3 seconds he was I'll say that in 2 seconds he was put in the genjutsu. Instead of 3, it was 2 this time, and it was more than enough to traumatize him. And yeah, so in 2 seconds then Jiraiya and Guy appeared, and they both retreated. So Naruto is now asked what happened, and he explains what really happened, and of course Guy goes, and the search for Tsunade continues, and of course the hotel that got annihilated, I'll say that Jiraiya actually had the money. Well, he didn't really have the money. Naruto actually saved up a lot of money over the years, and he's like, yeah, I can pay with this. And he looks down, all bummed out that he lost all his savings paying for the hotel. But then the hotel was like, no, it's fine, you don't have to pay us, you weren't the one who even though you were the one who made the most of the hotel explode and the roof, it wasn't your fault. You got attacked, and you don't want it, and anyone would do anything to survive against people like them. And they did hear about Itachi Uchiha attacking him, and they're like, oh my god, allow him, he's just a kid. And yeah, so that's where I'm going to end off. It's been 26 minutes, nearly 27. I hope you all enjoyed. This was the King of Weebs here, and also please subscribe to Retreat and Miniman123, and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Join my Discord server, link in the description below. All the links are in the description below, and I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe, and take care, stay safe, and peace.